Welcome back to Stationeers. And just while the sun is heading down towards setting, we're going to need to get on with a few bits and pieces this episode. We've already got a nice solar control system. I like it a lot, and I need to put those road flares away. Otherwise, they'll just roll off and underneath something, and that's a box full of organic stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be getting on with some simple sort of metal production. I think we're going to get steel done, which means we're going to need to print a new machine. We're going to need to get a furnace, and that's, well, we'll see if the simple version of this actually works, which is just basically dumping a bunch of stuff in there. We're going to need 30 iron and some copper. Let's see where all my stuff is. Iron and gold. Let's get all of you out there. And let's just pull this one as well. Well, that means I've got nothing. Okay, let's just get the iron. And I'm going to need to go and get some more copper on the go. Copper. Let's just turn you on. While we have a little bit of sunlight, you'll see this is still fine. We are going to need, however, to get fairly soon a larger battery. Now, I did want to take a quick look at that. If we have a look in here for the battery, whoops, I don't want the battery cells. The kit battery is going to require gold, copper, and steel. So we need steel. So that's today's sort of challenge, if you like. So we've got the iron, and we just need the copper, which means I just need 10 copper. How far through? Ooh, has that already got some copper? It's already got some copper. Didn't need to put some more in there. Anyway, let's print a furnace, please. How long is it going to take? Ooh, that might be a little while. And let's just put some of this other stuff away. And that's some gold there. Let me just turn off and on the lights so that you guys can see. And we're going to put the gold back in the electronics. You rarely need it for the auto lathe. So how are you enjoying this start to Mars? If you want to let me know, and please excuse any dog barking in the background that you can hear. It's very, very hot here in the UK. It's 34 degrees today, which is somewhat like the temperature of the sun, at least as it feels for people who live in the UK. For those who live in, I don't know, Southern America or, you know, anywhere near the equator, that may seem like absolutely ridiculously cold weather, but not so much for us. Are you going to finish mine? Oh, 40%. Let's skip forwards. Wait for our furnace to come out. Okay, it's daytime again, and I've constructed the furnace. It's right here. Let's turn a light on so you can see the front of it. It did require a few build stages, but I've cut that off because you've seen that before. And you'll see there's a handle here on the left-hand side and a temperature gauge on the right-hand side. Now, there are two ingredients you need for steel. You need iron and you need coal. And if I remember rightly, it's 3-to-1 ratio. 3 iron to 1 coal, or in this case, 30-10. I've got some more in there, just in case we want to do more later. Okay, also with that you're going to need to first ignite the furnace. We can't just dump them in right now, it won't process. It has to process them into the more refined form, and to do that it has to be on and available. So, you know, we can't really click activate. I'm not sure if this actually does need any power. It's been a while. There is a power port on the top. It says power and data. However, I don't remember actually really needing power. So, well, we'll see if it needs a little bit of power to hit the activate button. I'll try it with that first of all. To actually get it started, to get it heating up, you need some fuel. Now, we're going to be able to use volatiles and oxygen. Basically, think of it as hydrogen and oxygen, and you're going to burn them, and you're going to make a really hot, really pressurized place to put your iron and coal into. For the ratios for that, I'd suggest starting out, and that's what I did last playthrough. Whether it's changed or not, I don't know. We're about to find out. Start out with 2 volatiles to 1 oxide. And don't worry about upping those too much, at least to get started. If we get this wrong, then we can probably up them a little bit more. The requirements for a furnace has changed a substantial bit since I used to do this. So yeah, it now takes care of pressure and temperature in all kinds of different ways for all kinds of different materials. Regardless, we're going to give this a go. And it's coming to sunset. That's when we'll be able to do this, because I can't take those stuff out of my mining belt, this thing, until it actually goes dark, because it will immediately sublimate. But I've already got them last time it was dark. I've already got the 1 and the 2 ready right there. And of course we have some more coal here. Is that coal? Yeah, that is coal. I'll just dump that over here, just so I've got my gas refill chamber is just filling up with coal. But that's fine, we can use it, and we will be using it for steel. Also, what you can do is look around the back here. You see these 2 outputs. One will say input and one will say output. The output, you can basically attach some pipes to and then get a passive vent, and we'll probably be able to do that. I'd suggest getting a few pipes, not just one, because this tends to be quite hot. Okay, so let's extend these out here, and we'll have a vent pointing upwards. So let's just grab that before it gets dark. Where's my vents? I think they were in one of the original crates. And please don't damage me. Let's turn a light on. Consoles. Do I not have a passive vent in here anywhere? Consumables. No. Really? I thought I had a passive vent. That's what you started with. Consoles, pipe valve. I want the pipe valve just to make sure that it doesn't empty that stuff until we're ready. No. Okay, well, I guess we can already print one. So let's just go and see if we can do that. It's going dark. That's exactly what we really want to. So let's just take a look at vent. Passive vent. Just needs a little bit of iron. And we've got iron here. Okay, grab you. Print me one passive vent. And around here, I'm just going to save a little bit of power because that's already draining. I'm just going to turn off some of these just while it's nighttime. I haven't got anything automatic right now. And I'm also going to just swap out these so that when it comes daytime again, I'll recharge those batteries. Good. Let's turn off other bits and pieces that I don't need right now. There we go. And turn you off as well. So the passive vent can go out here. We are going to want to get my tool belt again for a second. I'm going to need to fit a few bits and pieces before we get this running, and this is just to allow me to empty this thing once it's actually running. So I'm just going to take out one of these pieces, which wrench. Okay, it didn't used to let me fit one there. Let me just try it again and see if that will let me. The auto place. Will you let me auto place in any kind of direction apart from the one I want? Okay, so clearly it won't let me place it there. Let's just do it here instead. Auto place will work fine. Good, and then we'll just grab, let's drop you for a second and put a piece of pipe back. There we go. We can drop that over here somewhere. Where's my passive vent gone? Have I dropped it on the floor somewhere? Probably. There it is. And we'll just face this up and out here. So snap that into place, hopefully. Oh, passive vents won't snap unless they're... that's annoying. They need a surface to actually snap to, and we don't have a surface right now. Never mind. I'll just leave the... I'll just leave this closed, and we'll be fine. Let's give this a go before it comes daytime again, and I ruin my time period to get this going. Where's my belt gone? Where did I leave my belt? There it is. So let's just put that away. And I will drop this one. And then let's see if this will start without any further intervention. If I just put in some... excuse me. Get on top of this. Come on. If I just put in some oxygen. Requires 273k to melt oxide. That's annoying. Can be melted by pressing this. Okay, it's got that, and then we should do the same thing with volatiles. Why can I only jump this amount, but yet when I jump on top of this, I can jump really high? That makes no sense. Unless it's just... No. If I hold down space, it jumps no different. If I double tap space, nothing happens. If I jump up here, magic. I don't know why that happens. Anyway, let's just press activate again. Yep, high temperature.
Critical. Oxygen critical.
Yes. Oh, okay. What is going on? That is really high. Okay. And it's white hot. And there is an atmospheric effect, which I was not expecting. That didn't used to happen. Yeah, that does look like there's going to be a sealing problem of some kind here. Let's give this a go. Let's see if it'll actually smelt. Let's try it. So, in you go. Are you processing? Yeah, you are processing into iron. Good. And let's try this again with a little bit of coal. Are you processing into steel? Iron and hydrocarbons will produce steel. Dump. Yep, we got steel. It's dangerous. I'm not sure what's going on with the atmosphere right there. But it's actually worked just fine. And this thing is right now at 1.7 megapascals, and it is 700k. That is fine otherwise. I'm not sure if that's a bug. Maybe people who can tell that may have played the game recently. Is this actual effect a bug? Because this whole thing should be sealed right now. It did used to be sealed. The output is sealed. There is no way for the output to go anywhere. And if we get our little... Let's just get our little tablet. Let's just double check what's going on here. So the world is fine. Let's take a look at that pipe. That pipe is 1.6 MPa, so that's inside the furnace as far as this counts. That is outside the furnace, and there is no vent on the end, so it is basically in vacuum. And we can, of course, turn this valve on, which will let it out, which is what we're going to do once we have a proper vent there. But in the meantime, I'm going to stay aside from any of that and hopefully not damage my suit. So off you go. And that means I should now be able to make stuff with steel. Specifically, a battery. So let's just take a look at that. Battery. Kit battery. I need copper. And I have some copper. The system can now make it. Yep, that can go ahead and make it. But we may be short on power, so depends how long it takes to actually do this. We shouldn't... oh, that's going to be quite a lot. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. One kit battery. Now, the battery is quite large, you can see, and it has an input side and an output side. This is the input side. More importantly, it has a switch. And make sure you can access that switch, or at least it used to have a switch. Make sure you can access that switch, so don't build it right up against the wall or anything. And it's just going to act as a much better version of this. However, when you do this, just be aware that it has a large capacity, but its output is unregulated. It will deliver as much power as it possibly can, so you may want to limit its power using various means. And an APC is one of them. And there is another one, I can't remember the name of the actual block, but I will just double check. It's probably in here. Let's take a look. We're looking for, is it generator? Generator, cable analyzer, computer, fabricator, not generator, landing pad, no. Portable generator? Power controller? Where are you? Transformer, that was it. I saw it just before it actually failed, and yeah, that's the actual right name, I suppose, in real life as well. The system has died, it's run out of power, and that's fine. We just need to basically turn everything back on in the morning and just reorient these panels. So you're out of power entirely. I can swap this out for now. This will get everything started, and I'll wait for morning. So I'll see you then. And here we are, it's morning, so I can see, and you guys can see as well, which is all good. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to take this thing out, whatever I need, hand drill, and let's take you out. We don't need that anymore for the moment, but we will be needing it soon enough. However, we can probably replace that with the battery. I do, however, need to watch what I'm doing with the cabling. I don't want to accidentally lose part of the cabling. I don't want to actually basically connect. Yeah, I don't, for example, want this output here just like that, but that is an ideal placement for everything else. So, yeah, we're just going to disconnect these from this for a second. And let's just drop you, pick up some cable coil, and let's just redo this. So you can just go into a curve for now. And let's just get that into a curve the other way. Let's just go straight, actually, these two directions. Probably easier. Then this should auto-correct. Well, you would have thought. It just doesn't like going... Okay, it just doesn't like going that way. Fine, we'll have to just bodge this a little bit. There we are. And curve two ways. And curve the third. Okay, I just don't want this to connect in any other way to this right now. So let's just get that put away. Put our, not our generator, we want our battery. The battery can go here. We're going to have an input. I'm going to rotate that around. And you'll see we've got an output in two different ways. So let's just put it right there. Okay, and there should be a switch on this side. Yep. And then on this output, we're going to want to put in our transformer. And hopefully I do have enough power right now to run this to get a transformer. And just a small one will do. You need a little bit of iron. Do I have any iron around? I'm probably going to have to smelt a little bit of it. 20 iron, that'll do. Unless I've got some elsewhere. Do I have any new? Probably. 4. That's not quite enough. How much was it again I needed? 10. I need 6 more. Are you going to be done? This is normally pretty fast. That's actually probably going to be fine. Let's just grab whatever comes out of there. 16. And let's build a transformer kit. Just to protect things. And it's a handy power switch as well, but that's a different use whatsoever. And then the transformer is going to have to basically connect out here somewhere. So I'm going to need to rig this a little bit to connect. So if I just rotate this, at least for the moment, so the output's going that way, and then its input is going to have to come from that port around this way and into this side. And then that will do the job, I think. And we just have to connect everything through that battery. So I'm going to need to probably print some more cable coil, aren't I? So why don't we just tell this to find some of the coil recipe and just print some. It'll be going quite a while. Oh, and I printed another transformer. I forgot to disable it. Never mind. Never mind. We do tend to use a few of them, but I wasn't expecting to need another one just now. And that will probably do, will it? So let's just turn that off. And I'm going to build some stackers soon enough. But let's just connect this in. So going this way and then this way. And this auto place is very, very nice. So that's the input sorted. The output can just go this way. So we can just connect the... Oh, don't want to do that just yet. Let me just snip that corner off now. And then everything's going to go through this. Okay, and we'll turn it on. Not that it's able to do anything right now. And then we'll just set it to... let me just put that away for a second. Do I need to use a... No? You're not going to let me... Ah, the wrong side. There we go. 500 watts should do to get started. And that will be on when everything else is on. So all I should need to do is really go around back here and just sort out the cable into the battery. So this will charge during the day. There we go. Let's go that way and let's hope this all connects. Let's go around the back. And that should just be one curve. Okay. And there it goes. It's going to start charging. And this has a huge amount of capacity by comparison to anything else. You can also just stack these. Just make sure to put an iron frame around it first. And then you can stack the batteries on top of each other and stack the inputs going straight upwards like this. Otherwise, this will work well. At this point, you don't necessarily need this anymore. In fact, you don't even need the APC anymore. It's just an extra switch at this particular point. But, yeah, it's sort of nice to have it, I guess. I'm going to leave it where it is for now. If we need another one later, we can always do that. And I'm just going to turn this on to try and charge some of that up. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy so far. We've got a nice... large battery instead of that tiny little thing, and the rest of our network should be going. Oh, you're not working. Power control. Why are you not supplying power? Interesting. That should be working, but it isn't. Have I got the cabling wrong somehow? Is that the wrong input and output side? Could be. Let's just take that out for a second. Where's my handrail maybe? Okay. Input, output. That should be working. Maybe it actually still needs a battery of some kind. Yeah, okay. Very odd, but that works. And I no longer need to actually leave this open, so that can just be closed. Or indeed removed entirely. It's only a small cell, so I don't have any problems there. and everything is working. Not sure how long it's going to take to charge these, but the good thing is, because this is a batch writer, I can just put extra solar cells heading that away and maybe get an array of about 10 of them. The limit to this on how many of them you can have is to do with that cabling type. After a certain amount, you'll be running a certain amount of cable, a certain amount of power through that cable, and it will overload the cable. I need to go and look on the wiki what it is, but if I remember rightly, it's about 10 solar panels before it can't take it anymore and it starts blowing blowing wires, which we don't want to happen. We want things to be nicely comfortable. So, yep, we've got a battery up and running. So I'm just going to make sure I can actually release this whole thing, release the basically, I can exhaust the waste out of our furnace, and this may still not actually snap without being on a surface, so I may have to just route that to a sort of floor unit or something along those kind of lines. Can I just manually rotate this into place? Let's just try it that way. No, it's not going to let me place that. No, so that's fine. Let's just get this deconstructed once I remember which tool it is. Angle grinder. And what we'll do is, I think, in fact, no, we will actually put it there, but we'll then just deconstruct this and get that going the other way. Those can all come back out, and then we're just going to construct this a little bit more, get a surface that we can actually use. I just need some iron plates, iron sheets. There we go, and make sure I pick up this pipe. Miscellaneous all over the place. Let's just get that, and then we just want my welding torch. There we go. And now we should be able to place, let's turn on our lights, we should be able to place this vent wherever I've left it. Down there it is. And we should be able to place it on this surface. However, I don't want it on... Yeah, I don't want it on that surface. I want it on this surface, I think. So I just need to make sure it's basically auto-placing correctly. And I'm just going to rotate that so it's pointing down. Okay, that will then do. And we should then be able to deconstruct this, whatever's required. One of these tools can do it. And angle grinder. There we go. Oh no, they've changed it. That used to work. Oh, honestly, that used to work. Fine. The other way of doing it is just to build a floor underneath it. Okay, fine, I suppose. Are you bringing actual physics into this now, game developers? Honestly, it's like it's not even the old Stationeers anymore. It's like you're being trolled. Anyway, I'm going to get more frames built in that case. So why don't we just make a couple more frames? And I just want a floor that is far enough away from this so that we're not going to get too many issues. So let's build a couple more iron frames. Just one more may do the job. One. And I'm probably going to need some iron sheets as well. So let's just get that going. Sheet. Iron sheets. We're going to need another 2, I guess. Yep. There we go. And we will just snatch that for a second. Make sure that's out of the way. Okay, and now we should be able to weld it. Okay, yep, that will do. Fine, now that we have to keep a surface here, we'll put basically our vent down on the surface, and then we'll just rotate it around, bring it out here, and there we go. It should go up into the atmosphere and well away from me, my suit, and anything else that may get burnt. And we've got 17 pipes, so it won't be all that hard. I am going to need, however, yeah, I should just use the jetpack, but I sort of resent this whole thing. I want to be able to walk around the base. And here we go, we can just put this onto the end of that, I would have thought. Is that going to be a corner? We've got it the right height, looks like I have. Exchange, 1, 2, and that's connected. So this pipe now should basically be connected to, let's just put this away, I'll put it in my backpack, should be connected to the atmosphere. So if we do this, we should see the atmosphere in that pipe network. We do. Good. And then we can just pull the release lever to let the atmosphere out away. Now it's already cooled down. Let's just see, it's down to 100 degrees, but I don't want it anywhere near me. So once that's open, you'll see it's exhausting the entire contents of the furnace. And you'll see that pressure is dropping. It'll drop straight back to atmosphere again. So later on, you will capture that into some sort of tank. We don't really have a tank or recovery system yet, but that will be something you're going to want to do. You're not going to want to just waste it all the time. But to get you started, you're not going to worry about it too much. And I have pretty much all the battery recharge I need. The furnace can go off. Yep, I can go off because it's now night time. At least until we have more of this battery power built up. This is also an indicator of, particularly with this early setup, that's an indicator of how far through the night you are. You can check by your temperature gauge at the top right, but you can tell with the solar panels just how far through the night you are. When they're pointing straight up like this, you're about halfway through, because they will reverse the angle. The angle basically goes, there we go, solar angle 99, 98. It basically counts backwards from the center going above and then back to dawn again. So you can always use that. There are more complicated setups that I have built them in the past. Go look at my channel if you want to see them previously, where at sunset, it resets immediately back to 0. That just takes more effort than it's actually worth. The only advantage you have with that kind of thing is if your power goes out, they're pointing at sunrise, ready to resume power as soon as that happens. Otherwise, you're going to need to put some other mechanism in place to reset things. Anyway, a bit of a short episode today, getting us steel, getting us into batteries and steel related goodness. And I just wanted to make sure that we're able to do that so that we can start next episode on something else. I want to keep it all nice and containing one episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to put a comment down below if you've got suggestions for the little base. We're going to have to move into something bigger fairly soon, but you know, it just needs raw materials and it needs just power directly through the night, really. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a thumbs up, as normal. If you want to see more, click on the bell if you want notifications. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. But of course, the comments are more important than anything else, letting other people know what you want to do and what you're doing when you're playing through this yourself. Otherwise, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more Stationeers.